Wake up! Wake yo butt up. Actually, probably not. YouTube analytics tells me that the most common viewership times are between 10 o'clock a.m. and 3 o'clock p.m. So, if you're sleeping right now, what the hell are you doing? Really, that was kind of a message to me. It is late. I've lost ground in the battle of trying to improve my sleep schedule. But you lose the battle, certainly not going to lose the war. I've been waking up pretty early in the last few days, so let's just keep that pattern going ahead. Starting, I was trying to hold in a yawn. Starting probably in 2 days, because I don't want to cut into the sleep for tonight, but I do want to go to sleep earlier tomorrow. So what I'm really planning is just doing an early bedtime, and I guess vice versa, an early lift tomorrow. So I'll try to do like more of a, maybe like a noon arm day. That would be quite freaking nice. But plan for back, same as normal, man. Pull downs, rows, pullovers. No better way to go about it. But I definitely want to change it up, because the last few back days have all been pullover machine, lat pull down machine, kind of in like a fancy lever based system. I think I gotta look up what they actually call that machine, like by name, so I know. And the one like upper back sort of focused low to high row, those have been my trifecta, plus some regular pull downs. So who's to say? I think I definitely need to do machine pullovers. That's a non-negotiable, just because of the amount of like upper I can't even describe the portion. Your lat is just one muscle, right? But when I do that machine pullover after I've done a few sets of something and I'm already kind of pumped up, it's like if you ever see somebody do a front double bicep, right, and your lat pokes out the side and you can see it from the front. I feel this portion up here so much when I finish a set of those machine pullovers, and I don't get that same feeling with regular cable pullovers or any kind of pull down for the most part. Like for me, I've got a strong connection, I guess, with my like lower lats, super deep where they tie into my waist, or at least my lower back around my waist. But I don't always feel that burning sensation right up here, kind of closer to where my lat actually ties in to my upper arm. So my bro science logic, right, my caveman mind is telling me if it's burning more than usual, it's probably working more than usual as well, right? And the two are going to kind of play off each other and elicit some more lat width and thickness, right? I'm talking 3-dimensional. So that's the plan. Whatever the order ends up being, not totally sure, but honestly, pulling up this late, I'm no psychic, but I can probably guarantee that this gym is going to be dead. It's usually dead right around this time. So, as fancy and as much thought as you could put into coming up with something real special for our first movement, I've gone through thinking about it myself almost every lift, or at least some of them. I'm like, all right, I want to start back. I want to start with a movement that'll be a good primer. That'll really get my lats activated with a squeeze. And sometimes I'll start with real light pullovers, real light pull downs with like a 1 second hold. I wonder how long it'll be till I start to lose a little bit of my, pure like ego lift kind of rep. Because as far as I'm concerned, especially compared to like years past, these workouts are looking, at least from what I now believe, to be a lot better, right? And what I mean by better is more so just evenly varied, right? So, I mean, when I do pullovers, I'm going to be doing controlled reps with a squeeze and hold and a very long kind of eccentric portion into a good deep stretch, really getting the best out of every portion of the movement. But that doesn't mean that there's no value to overloading whatever muscle you're working with a tension, just workload, relatively nastier kind of set of just heavy ass pull downs. Like the biggest that I am, you know, in a bulk and whatever, I mean, maybe it's just a personal thing and it's how I end up working out as I get bigger and stronger. But I feel like my legs I get the craziest pumps when I'm squatting the most weight, or when I'm rowing the most, or when I'm benching the most, or, well, not as much when I'm curling the most, but when I've got a good amount of just overall kind of strength. And it's, it's kind of a weird situation to look at, because obviously strength increase is a result of your training, but, you know, don't act like Eddie Hall could have walked up to that 500 kilo deadlift in a completely calm manner and said, oh, I think this will be pretty good. I think this will be a good set. Here we go. You know, and bend down just all giddy like. So I think there's a point to almost temporary kind of strength boosts, in a sense of just really getting yourself amped, right? Like before I do a set of pullovers, I'm not going to sit in the seat and go, because that set gets more difficult throughout, right? Like set number 1 of light pullovers, or at least pullovers with a manageable weight, or rep number 1, I mean, that rep is easy. I can hold it, I can squeeze it hard. I can't make it any more difficult. But with a rep like this, with these heavy pull downs, I mean, I want to get myself into the zone first so I can get out the gates running. And of course, I did feeler reps. I didn't just jump straight to the full stack for the pull downs. I camped out over here with the cables. And honestly, for back, this is pretty much my warm-up. Right here. Kind of a pull down, row, sort of whatever. Back and forth, back and forth. And as long as everything feels warm, and I don't have any kind of tweaks or little hinges or anything, I'm good. But no more talking. Give me a moment to get amped up here. I really want to go freaking nuts. This is the heaviest pull down I've done for a while too. And I don't even have to throw a plate on the side of the stack either. That's one boost. Honestly, no, there's a couple of gyms with 300-pound pull downs around, but relatively rare. I mean, every like LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, all their stuff is like Life Fitness or Hammer Strength equipment, and they usually max it out at 260. Now that extra 40 it's a noticeable difference. But let me get in the zone here. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh my goodness. That's enough of that. Yeah, I think now's a good time for some pullovers. Heavy nasty, about to be contrasted with lighter and squeezing. All right, night and day. The damn sun and moon, god dang it. Yeah, this would be perfect. So, honestly, it's almost as though the main feeling of fatigue I got from those nasty pull downs wasn't like a mid-set burning sensation. It was just simply I couldn't freaking pull the weight down any further. And then afterward I go, ooh, yeah, I kind of feel it. So that's almost the complete opposite of something like this. I'm still gonna feel it after, but after like 5 or 6 reps, just holding the squeeze at all is gonna become the real kind of torturous part. And that's the discomfort I'm trying to fight against. So I guess let's buckle our seatbelts, no pun intended. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that was a little too heavy. Let's drop it for the next one. Holy crap. Oh, okay. Let's do some low to high rows next. Whew. Yeah, that's that burning feeling I'm talking about. Yeah, this row machine will be perfect. 5 plates would be too much. I think 4 is right there. Oh my goodness. Oh, holy crap. I think just one of those is all I need here. I think a row pull down superset will be a good finisher. After a feeler rep here on this row, I think this will be it. And I'm approaching this set almost as though it were like a cable fly for chest, which might seem a little silly of a thing to say, but let me explain. Because imagine heavy pressing, right? Or even like a pec deck in a sense. I mean, you might do a really heavy set of pressing, not a ton of like pump direct work. You're trying to do kind of building up fatigue in very dense reps by using a lot of weight. And then with a pec fly or a pec deck or a conversion chest press or like that row, you know, I want to hold it at the top, really feel it burn, and then go back down in this like a slow, deep stretch, really kind of making use of like just pure mechanical tension and muscular work. Like those first few reps of rows, I mean, I wasn't like swinging it up to hold it. It got a little nastier toward the end with the partials, but in the beginning it was just rowing strength, holding strength, slow release. But towards the end of the lift, I kind of like using a little more of an elastic kind of approach, right? So instead of doing extra slow squeezing reps, by doing some quicker ones and kind of, I don't want to say throwing the weight around, but just, you know, doing them in more of like that quicker sort of fashion. At least for me, it's usually just a good finisher pump wise, right? A lot of blood flow, just overall kind of burning, and I can't explain it any better than that. But yeah, that's kind of how a lot of my lifts end. Like I might end my quad days with sissy squats, Or I might end a set of hamstrings with a heavy, nasty set of double leg hamstring curls. Chest, quick flies, really just opening up and then closing extra quick with a moderate amount of tension. So no full stack here, but 200 out of the 300 available should be just freaking right. So let's make this shit happen. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh. Let's pose freaking down. Yeah. This is a very dense back day today. Only 6 sets. Whew. But the heavy 2 rows or 2 pull downs, I think that's what started me off strong. Let's try some side lighting this time. And this is, yeah, it feels kind of funny looking back at all the training videos that we see of all the top dogs, you know, 2000s, kind of earlier. I'm talking like the Lee Priests, the Ronnie Colemans, the, you know, what the hell kind of bodybuilding freaking competitor am I, not being able to list all these guys off. But all the training clips we see, you know, it's like, this is how so-and-so built their arms. It's always like competition season size. And, you know, maybe I'm doing things differently, but I'm training in a very different way when I'm fully dieted down, show ready, versus off season, lots of food, you know, kind of filling up. So something to keep in mind, right? I mean, anything that was sort of photo shoot, video shoot specific, you know, sometimes it's just sort of for the show of it, right? Like if I only, I mean, that's one thing that's totally different now. But if I was only gonna get, you know, recorded working out like 2 or 3 times a year for like a DVD tape or some other shit, oh, I'd probably just pick the movements that made me look the best. You know, because if that's kind of the point. But what I'm getting at is that, you know, sometimes it's played up like that. But either way, let's, you know, what do we think right here? Yeah, it's all right. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. No. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. All right. There's almost no point posing with a bulked back pump, apart from just like trying to, you know, look like a total behemoth. Honestly, at least for me, sometimes I feel like the back pump almost takes away from the look of my back, especially when I'm leaner, because all the cuts and sort of striations and stuff, they just kind of fade off, you know, because, you know, my back gets filled up with so much blood. I end up losing some of the detail. But either way, badass lift. I'm definitely gonna feel that tomorrow. I had to take an extra rest day before my last back day because I had to pick up all the dumbbells, move them over, and then 2 days later put them all back once I actually get the mirrors installed. So I mean, it was to the point where even just walking around, I was getting a lower back pump from all the bending over and picking up all the dumbbells and putting them back. Oh geez, yeah, feels good to be a little more refreshed. But that's all I got for back. Let's get in the car and get out of here. There we go. Back pumped. Door locked. The only thing left to finish is post-workout meal to be eaten. And then for me to get tucked up, or I guess tucked in, cozied up, phone plugged in, headphones plugged in, and then get ready for whatever tomorrow brings. I know it's going to bring two things. Basically, as you know, sure as I know that the sun will rise, and what else is a sure thing? Well, insert your own analogy or whatever saying your dad used to tell you when you were younger. But yeah, there will definitely be cardio as well as an arm pump. Now, where exactly that arm pump will occur, we'll see. I gotta think about it. I've been doing a lot of that overhead tricep machine. Haven't been doing a lot of machine dips. Right? So, I mean, there's no need to just stay in one gym forever. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not necessarily wired so simply. I gotta move around. Right? I gotta be a free spirit. Maybe not really. That's not the best explanation. More so, it's just more fun, man. I mean, the gym should be at least a little bit of kind of a social activity. You know, it's parallel play. You don't have to be doing exactly what, you know, one of your buddies is doing, but you're both doing the same, you know, umbrella activity in the same spot. It just makes it more fun, you know. So if unless your schedule dictates that you really got to show up at a specific time where nobody else that you really know goes, or you know, maybe you're in a real damn secluded part of somewhere, and whatever gym you go to is like just constantly dead. There was this one Anytime Fitness that I went to a while ago, and honestly I think I want to go back because the damn place had this awesome like heavy room in the back. Like I can almost say it with certainty it was probably the best Anytime, well, with certainty it was the best Anytime I've ever been to. It's and with those gyms, they're individually owned and operated. It's not like an LA Fitness where everything's like the exact same and it's real corporate. So yeah, they really went above and beyond with that extra kind of heavy room edition. That's the only Anytime I've ever seen with 150s. Yeah, so I'm sure I'll make a return there eventually. But yeah, what I'm getting at is like, you know, even if it's just you, everybody's lifting. You know, that's one benefit of social media, this worldwide freaking interconnectivity we've all got going on, is, you know, you get to see what everybody's doing almost, you know, kind of at all times, right? Like it was yeah, shit. Speaking of the freaking post-down talk, it used to be you'd have to order some damn workout DVDs, or, you know, I was about to say CDs, yeah, DVDs, or even freaking I mean, did anybody here have like a workout VHS that they've got somewhere? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some of you do. In my more experienced viewer demographic, yeah, it wasn't so easy to come by. Which, yeah, I don't know. Because in some instances it's good, and then I think, yeah, I think it's getting a little too wild. Frankly, I wouldn't mind a much stronger disconnect from my phone. I gotta wire myself away from it a little more. It's, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Not to veer off from, you know, the working out chat, but it's like I mean, I'd say addicted is simply the word, right? I've got just this urge to be looking at my phone all the time. It's terrible. So I think cold turkey might be a little too wild. I need to just wane myself off. I wonder, you guys ever use the screen time method, where you limit it and you get a notification you've been on it for too long? Yeah, I think I gotta start doing that. I'll keep you updated, because it's just, it's terrible. I mean, I don't even like the idea. It's like I'm acting out of my own control just to appease, you know, this kind of scrolling action. Not good. That's honestly something I think there's a reasonably large benefit from doing. Then it makes whatever you're actually focusing on, working on, you know, kind of easier to fit in your day. Like it's, I almost feel like, yeah, a lot of time just gets squandered like that. But that's a good argument for daily cardio, because you're already going to sit around playing on your phone. Adding pedaling on the bike or walking on the treadmill or doing something else like that, not the craziest move, right? It really doesn't add a ton of difficulty. I mean, when I was sitting on the bike earlier today, I was not full-on sprinting, high intensity training approach, like, totally, freaking ending up completely drenched in sweat. Oh man, a little more chill, just sit, pedal. I end up doing usually difficulty 9. Some, I think with the Matrix cardio bikes, I end up doing 11, but it's usually 11 or 9 as the difficulty level. 90-ish, 85 RPM, where it puts me at, the machines will say about 300 to 350 calories every 30 minutes. But that's just a number. Once you do it long enough, you kind of get the gist of the difficulty that you're aiming for. Like if somebody put me on a cardio bike where it was just the old school one with the metal flywheel and the friction plate, and you just adjust the tension by either tightening or loosening it, I'd be able to probably get to the same workload just because I know how the kind of fatigue feels, right? Because you almost just pace yourself. If you're running too quick, you're going to gas out. And if you're just doing a very light, brisk freaking walk, then you could probably speed up and it wouldn't mess with you. So you kind of got to find that sweet spot where it's not too crazy, but you're at least feeling something. Oh, goodness. But that's something that you do feel easily distracted by just scrolling. So one of my methods of trying to stop just completely wasting time on my phone, trying to expand my filmography. Just my brother Mark told me to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think that's the name of it. That was really good. I guess I wasn't surprised that it was good, but it was pretty freaking good. And then what else did I watch? Yeah, I think Shawshank Redemption pretty recently. Prisoners, that was a good one. Hugh Jackman. And then what was what was that last one? It was the Jake Gyllenhaal one, where it's him and I think the redheaded girl, like that's his wife. Oh my god, devastating movie. Yeah, that was a sad one. He was good, but I didn't expect it to be so serious. I just wanted to see the freaking cop vigilante kind of approach. But now I'm just getting into a real ramble. So in terms of these next coming months, we're getting back into the zone. We're getting back into the swing of things. Throwing some serious weight around. And consequentially throwing some serious weight around. Right? Just because I'm getting heavier. So I'd say probably within the next 6-8 weeks or so, probably around 6 or 8, I should be closing in on about 270. But I'm not aiming for that specific number, right? I just want to make sure that I have hard, heavy lifts. I'm eating enough to come back fully recovered, so I can repeat that process and gain as much lean tissue as possible with as little fat tissue as necessary, right? If you're about to bulk, you're going to get a little leaner. Don't freak out about it. In the scheme of things, I've kind of gone through the most insane side that you can go from, right? Doing actual like stage ready lean prep. Now I wasn't lean as like the pro guys who competed at the Arnold, but not too far off. Definitely, probably another month and a half of a good deficit, but still pretty damn lean. And it was definitely a shift for me to think to myself like, oh yeah, crap, I got some body fat on me. But it's just the nature of things, man. If you're too attached to how you look in any given specific moment, you can lose track of the future, right? If you're so focused on like, oh man, I need to be in peak condition right now all the time, then you're setting yourself up for failure. Because then if you ever look at yourself and you're not in peak condition, or you're not fully pumped, veiny, striated, in awesome lighting all the time, and you make that your bar, it's just not reality, man. You know, so don't be so concerned with where you're at. I'd say be a bit more concerned with the trajectory to where you're headed. So that's my finisher there. But I can tell I'm getting freaking sleepy. So I don't know if it's a waning or waxing moon, but either way, looks pretty good. I'm sure that'll be a good omen for me to have some good dreams and a good night's rest. Hyping me up for a solid arm day tomorrow. That is the freaking plan. Oh yeah, and then one more thing. Collab wise, getting some characters out or going, you know, on a couple of trips to get some lifts in with everybody else in the gym universe. That's an itch I've got. I want to scratch it. Right? You can only lift solo for so long. Right? I need some freaking freaks around to give me some of that extra motivation. So keep an eye out. I'm not saying this week, but that's on my to-do list. So get ready for it. This will be the summer of, you know, not just one-on-ones between me and you. So I guess just keep an eye out for it. But I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's.